errors, but also of misfortune, and they added up. And we've seen that so far. Still turn around, we're very much early in this qualifying session. Q2 now, going to get rid of another 5 slowest drivers, so 11th, 12th, 13th, 14th and 15th getting locked in. There's only 13 minutes still to go.
Yeah, we can confirm the Bortoletto open on Stroll, Albon, patch up, start, back, and the light plate.
We get so used to watching these drivers driving perfectly, essentially, watching really good laps, and then you see a moment like Lando had one. But they are on the edge so often, they really are pushing these cars so close to the limits, and then sometimes they get caught out, and that's exactly what looks like it happened with Hadjar. Could well happen with someone else
보톨레토,
again in the
오콘,
remainder
스트롤,
of the session.
알본, 하자가 츠노다, 츠노다.
Not quite going his way yesterday, but he's been having a good run of it more recently. He's looking to continue that.
Dive into Formula One with pomp and circumstance, Motorsport. In the future, according to plan, but we know far more experience.
사인.
Both drivers, Russell and Antonelli, confirmed for 2026 earlier this week. So if you're a Mercedes fan, you can be sure that you're going to see these two in the car next year. It took a while for them to announce that, but eventually it got done on Wednesday. And Antonelli looking to use the top speed. He starts with a 1:33.0 in Q2. That's bad. P1 and about quicker than he managed in the first sector, so that is a decent step forward from Antonelli, and with George Russell not very good.
Yeah, he was just ragged out of the last corner. Young drivers like Antonelli Taylor
막
running well. Before he can't get the shot.
Yeah, all 15 cars now on track. So we'll probably see 2 runs for everybody, using a new set of the soft tyre later on in the session. As Carlos Sainz goes second, he also is done. Sainz will need good for him. Now, retro
Spoiler, not the third. Can he do it again, I wonder?
Verstappen goes nearly a quarter of a second quicker than the previous best.
Yeah, and that's just through the first 2 sections, so a good lap that Verstappen has put together. 32 is that they're not. Both of them looking kind of going to jump to the top of the time here. Norris does a 1:32.8, so maybe we expect a slightly bigger margin there, but here comes Verstappen to complete his lap, and another near 2/10 advantage, this time over Norris, so 1:32.7 from Verstappen.
Nice and smooth, rounded, triple, 8. Camber 19, not taking too much of the curve on the inside, throw you to the other side. That was nice and smooth from Piastri, who did this weekend. He crossed the line, a bit faster.
We get into delay based on the fact we had that Hadjar crash earlier, so we're finishing after 5 o'clock. I wonder if the sun just lowering itself on the outside of turn 20 will start to be a visibility challenge for the drivers trying to take the race.
Director will go on board. We'll see what the drivers.
Yeah, right on cue there with Lewis Hamilton saying exactly that. A fair bit of glare, but not terrible at this stage. Too much at this point, but in another 20 to 25 minutes, maybe it might be a bit trickier. For Hamilton, it didn't slow him as he went fourth quickest behind Norris as Charles Leclerc jumps up into second, and we see Franco Colapinto having a big moment at the same point that Isaac Hadjar went on earlier. Moment that cost him his lap time as well if you exceed track limits.
His old buddy, his old roommate in Milton Keynes. Not happy with it.
Yeah, you used to know complaining about Liam Lawson there. Not normally the way it goes between the Racing Bulls and Red Bull drivers. They're meant to be helping each other out most of the time out there on track, but just it shows the impact of what we call dirty air. If you're too close to another car in a corner, you really do feel the impact on the grip you're getting and the performance you're getting from the aerodynamics on your own car. So drivers often complain, even though to us on the outside it looks like it's not even a close call. They really do feel that impact.
Yeah, it's a factor in modern Formula One that you literally, we almost need heat trails to be able to see exactly the disturbed air that they're talking about. You can't business.
One day, I'm sure we'll get there with the graphics.
Coming up on 6.5 minutes to go. Plenty of time to put movements on.
Ferrari's the only ones really not entertaining a bit of space in this Q2 with 6 minutes to go.
Yeah, Hamilton only just coming back to the pits now, but they'll be pretty happy with both cars in the top 4. I think more worryingly is that Mercedes, isn't it? George Russell in the drop zone, down in 12th place at the moment. So he's going to have to go earlier, and he has. He's already out on track. No interruption, and no chance of someone else having an incident that would see him eliminated at this stage. This is quite a conservative thing to do, because what you're not going to get is the benefit of the track evolution. As more and more rubber is laid down, as more laps are completed, the track gets quicker. But Russell wants to make sure he gets time in and hopes it's good enough for him to advance. Right now he's in the drop zone alongside Liam Lawson, who's 11th, Yuki Tsunoda in 13th, and Franco Colapinto in 14th, plus Pierre Gasly who has his lap time to lead.
It shows you the difference between the setup of Leclerc and Hamilton, or at least how they approach their lap. The faster sections of the track were Leclerc's advantage, the slower sections Hamilton, between those two.
And yet it still adds up to very similar lap times, doesn't it? Leclerc at 1:32.869 and Hamilton at 1:32.914. So we're looking at less than half a tenth of a second.
Yeah, nothing. So impressed with Williams in the last season, how they've come forward, come back to the team that we all knew and loved so many years ago, and it has been a revelation. It really truly has. Then again, Haas have moved forward from when they were dead last a couple of years ago.
It's great to see F1 so competitive, isn't it? Yeah, 10 teams on their day can pick up a big result, and I know Alpine, as we see Pierre Gasly here, struggling to get both their cars through from Q2, but they've got both cars in Q2, the starters, and last year when they were struggling, they then went and got a double podium in the wet in Brazil, so all these teams capable of doing something like that, and that is the big challenge that Cadillac face when they come into F1 next year.
That's what the FIA have announced this weekend, that they're going to try to help at least more parity by helping teams if they start to
Engine manufacturers, because we have new engine rules next year, they will look at whether they might need to help balance the state of play. Liability, but that's what we're worried about in 2026. We'll focus on qualifying here at COTA for 2025 right now. George Russell pushing the track limits there to 89. That's got very close. Keep an eye on race control, make sure he didn't exceed anything there, but he's trying to get this bank lap in. He's improving on his previous best so far, but we'll get a sign in a second of his lap time.
first car he needs to beat to get into Q3.
Another Nick George Russell won't have Lewis. Can't get into aerodynamic draft. Nobody ahead to give him a tow.
몇 초
No,
안
on any of the
남았나?
straights, he wanted
한
to pick
바퀴
one
딱
up,
돌
but I
것만
must
하나
say,
봤어.
this is not a
준비
great
하나.
lap from Russell. He's less than a tenth up on Hulkenberg. That would only bring the rest up. Still keeping speed for the rest of the lap, but something not clicking here for Russell after a much more competitive first part of this weekend. I'm not sure of this lap, even if it puts him in the top 10, and we're about to see now as he crosses the line where it's done put it. That was a good final sector. Yeah. But will it be enough? 133.0, so we're going to have to see if anyone can get there. The fact that Hulkenberg has got a 133.3, Sauber might be able to get close to that. So Russell will not be sitting comfortably just yet. Oh. With 2 minutes to go.
2분 남았대.
And then the rest.
I think it's going to be another one of those last man on track. Lined up well apart, going slowly in the pit lane. They have 0 on clock. Last across start finish.
Yeah, well, we saw that yesterday in sprint qualifying. That was literally the last lap. He got the lap and then on the track as well. Yeah, it's always a gamble. There's the aggressive strategy to do that on the track. Tsunoda here, for example, going earlier and not quite putting it together at this stage. He's just over 300 of a second outside the time he needs to get into the top 10. And a bit like Russell, I don't know if that would be even enough to stay there, even if he does jump up into the top 10. But Tsunoda now is really near it. And looking at the mini sectors, I can't say he is actually. Not all of them improvements. Yeah, the final corner too. So I think it's a legal lap, but it's not good enough. Tsunoda is out in Q2. 13th. Not what he wanted at all. Meanwhile, Hulkenberg coming to finish his lap. 0.166 off. Another slide. Yeah, many days on the fastest middle sector of anybody, but couldn't keep it together. So now we turn our attention to the two Alpine drivers. They are the only two still to run here up to the start lap he has. Although Lawson's lap is not particularly good, so he might be walking and trying to restart that one. Either way, so that's what is happening. Right, set already at Hulkenberg, Lawson, Tsunoda, Quattro and Gasly. And inside to see both the Alpine and at the back. It's been a tough season notoriously. Into 13 comes Gasly. But his personal best in the first sector. Let's see what happens as he pops into sector 2. Second time now. We knew that already, but he's had lap time, his best lap time deleted. Ollie Behrman completes lap, stays where he is in 10th. So, what can the Alpine do? Here comes Colin Pitto. Alpine putting in their best lap. The question of whether they'll be enough. The answer is no. Here comes Gasly. Yeah, Colin Pitto's got a long way off there. Close to do it. So not close enough. 4 seconds down. So 14 to 15. So also dropping out are Nico Hulkenberg in 11th, Liam Lawson in 12th, and Yuki Tsunoda in 13th. So Ollie Behrman through again into Q3 for Haas there, and Carlos Sainz doing a good job. Fernando Alonso was so used to seeing him do that halfway with the Aston Martin into the top 10 as well. And Lewis Hamilton's already safely through, but still to complete a lap that you're seeing on your screens. See a few lap times deleted, but they're not necessarily effective ones, so no change to. I asked you about it where we joked about it, but it's 168 off Verstappen at the moment. I told you, do not listen to my predictions. I kept Isaac Hadjar in my fantasy team.
Hamilton aborts.
Yeah, Hamilton didn't need to complete that lap in the end. We'd have been getting a feel for it.
but then he didn't need to complete it based on the fact that he was safely through.
아이고.
Ooh, ooh.